Hello student, today I want to discuss with you a very important topic, that is graphical transformation, and this topic is very much useful for the student, those who are preparing for the competitive exam like JEE and all, and it is as well as useful for the student of class 11th and 12th also. You must have the knowledge of the graphical transformation of the functions. So let us see some very useful graphs we will discuss in this, and it help you to find out the quickly solution of the questions based on the continuity and differentiability. So let us see one by one. I will discuss with you. So the first kind of the transformation I want to discuss with you, like I am saying, if the function is given, suppose fx, if fx it may be y is equal to fx. So if it is y is equal to fx plus minus a, means the meaning is what? There is a function y is equal to fx. In that function, if you will add a number plus a, or you will subtract a number. So what happens in that case? So example, if I will take, because we are habitual to understand with the help of the examples easily. So if I am taking, suppose y is equal to, there is a very common function I am taking, it is suppose modulus x. So if you will see the transformation for this, the graphical representation of this, so you will find that we represent the graph of this function. If it is modulus x, then this is the graph. Like here we can write it is the graph of modulus x. But what happens if suppose I am writing a function y is equal to modulus x plus 1. So this plus 1 I have added in the function like a. So that means a is what? 1 here. So what happens in the graph? How it change the position? So like that we can discuss here. If I am writing here plus 1, then this graph, it will change here 1 unit. So the vertex of the graph, it will reach here at 1 now on the y-axis. Means the graph will change its position on the y-axis up and down if we are adding plus or if we are subtracting something from the function. So like this is the graph of the function x plus 1, and similarly if we are taking y is equal to modulus x minus 1, then in that case the graph, it change its value here on the y-axis and it comes below the x-axis, and this is the point now minus 1. So we can say this is modulus x minus 1. So some more example we can take. Like if there is a function I am taking y is equal to, it may be e raised to x. So you can see the graph of the y is equal to e raised to x. Graph of y is equal to e raised to x, graphical representation. It is something like this. Okay, this point is here, this is 0, 1, this point. So if I am taking the function, suppose I am writing now y is equal to e raised to x plus 1. So what happens now? 1 unit more, this graph will go upward. So this is if y is equal to e raised to x, this is y is equal to e raised to x plus 1. This x 1 we have added in the function. We have not added the 1 in x. Take care of this thing. And if suppose we are taking y is equal to e raised to x minus 1, then what happens? This graph, it passes from the origin, and this we can say here now, this is the graph y is equal to e raised to x minus 1. So very useful concept, because quickly at least we have some graphical idea about the function with the help of this knowledge. So let us see something further. So this is one kind of the transformation we have understood. See now, if suppose if it is given like y is equal to, maybe we are writing f of x plus minus a. Now what I am doing, I am adding some number in x and subtracting also, like so. Here also I'll take the help of the example for explaining you this. Suppose I am taking a function here. Now y is equal to, again I am taking the simple function like modulus x. So you can see the transformation of the modulus x here. Here it is x dash o x. In very simple terms, I am just trying to explain you this so that you will not be having any confusion further. So if you will see the graph of this, then it will be the vertex will be at origin. So here it is the vertex, we can see now. This is the graph, y is equal to modulus x. But what happens if suppose I am writing y is equal to modulus x plus 1, what happens? The graph, it change, it vertex on the x-axis, means we can say a unit it will transform towards the left side if it is plus, or if it is minus then it will change its position towards the right hand side. So we can say now, because it is x plus 1, so the vertex will be now here, and this we can say the representation of y is equal to modulus x plus 1. At the same time this point is what we can say minus 1 here. But if I am taking modulus x minus 1, then what happens? Then this vertex it reach here, because it transform, it change its position. We can say this is y is equal to modulus x minus 1. So this position, this point is what? 1. So he may ask you the question like, suppose if it is given, he is asking whether this is differentiable at x is equal to 1 or not. So obviously because the vertex is at 1, so you can say this will not be differentiable. Similarly, this will not be differentiable at minus 1, and this will not be differentiable at 0. So like this we can have this idea, and very much useful for solving the problems related to the continuity and differentiability also. See now, if you want to see one more example related to this, so we can discuss. Let there is a function y is equal to, it may be, suppose I am taking this sin x plus pi by 4, or maybe suppose I am taking first of all sin x. You all are familiar with the graphical representation of the sin x, so we can easily draw the graph of the sin x. See student, if you will draw the rough sketch of the sin x, you can easily understand this. Here it is 1 unit. So we can say this is 1, this is 1, this is minus 1 here, and if you will notice here, this is here pi by 2, and this is here suppose pi, we can say. So in this way, this graphical representation we can show. Here it is 3 pi by 2, and this is 2 pi, we can say. So the graph of the sin x, sin 0 is 0, sin pi by 2 is 1, so again 0, then here it is minus 1. So in this way it goes like this, it goes like this, sin x. But what happens if suppose the function is sin x minus pi by 4? If it is sin x minus pi by 4, then what happens? Sorry, this vertex and this graph, it changes position, it moves on the x-axis towards the positive direction, and how much? It moves pi by 4. So we can say it moves through the x-axis pi by 4 unit, and now this vertex or this point we assume at this is the 0 point, and parallelly this, if you will draw a graph, So this dotted graph, if you are looking clearly, then this one is the graph of y is equal to sin x. Then this dotted graph, you can see, this is the graphical representation of y is equal to sin x minus pi by 4. At the same time, if you are writing y is equal to sin x plus pi by 4, then also you can see it will move towards the left hand side on the x axis. Then it may be, suppose here it is minus pi by 4. Then you can see this graph, it will start from here now and it will move parallel to the y is equal to sin x. This graph will parallelly move to y is equal to sin x. So this another dotted graph, this is the graphical representation of y is equal to y is equal to sin x plus pi by 4. So I hope you understand this also. Let us see one more type of the function I am taking. These all transformations are very useful for analyzing a question with the help of the graph. So if you are doing some preparation for competitive exam, then also you will have to keep this knowledge at least. See now, next is what? If suppose I am taking a function, if it is y is equal to afx maybe. If it is y is equal to afx, here there is one condition I am taking, like a we can say it is greater than 1. So what happens, with the help of one example I am just trying to explain you this. If maybe I am taking this y is equal to, if it is suppose I am taking 2 sin x, y is equal to 2 sin x I am taking. So what happens now, student, you can see the graph of the y is equal to sin x, everybody knows. So I'll just I have just drawn there. So a rough sketch I am drawing here again. So you know that the graph of the y is equal to sin x is this. It is the graph of y is equal to sin x. This point here I am taking, this is pi by 2. This point I am taking, this is at pi, and this is I am taking at 3 pi by 2, and this is 2 pi. So this is here we can say 1, and this point is here minus 1. If you are multiplying by a given function, if you are multiplying by a, then what happens, it stretches the graph along the y-axis. It stretch the graph along the y-axis the same amount if suppose there is 2 sin x. So this is the, first of all I have drawn the graph of y is equal to sin x. This is y is equal to sin x. But if you want to draw the graph of y is equal to 2 sin x, then what happens, it is stretching your graph along the y-axis 2 unit. So this is 2 and here it is minus 2. So now you will have to reach up till here. So otherwise this point you will see it will remain same. So this kind of the graph you will be getting here. What he has done, it is stretched now, the same graph, it is stretched now along the y-axis because we have multiplied it by 2. So this is the transformation possible if we are multiplying a function where a is greater than 1. At the same time, if I am writing what is 1 upon 2 sin x, so this also you can, it will shrink the graph. I will say here, if it is I am taking 1, so this point is obviously 1 by 2, this is minus 1 by 2, it will shrink the graph. So what happens now, I am taking this point here. So you can just have this idea in your mind what happens whenever we will multiplying by number a or we will divide by a number which is like this. if it is greater than 1. See, the value of a is what I am taking, it is what 2 here, here it is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 means this is what 1 by a, it means because I have written here a is greater than 1, so this a should be greater than 1. This complete value I am not talking about, so that is why don't be confused in this. So the changes take place here in the graph while you will multiply by number 2 or maybe 3, 4, 5. So then the same amount your graph will be stretched along the y-axis, and if you will divide then it will shrink along the y-axis. I hope you understood this. See the next one. This is very interesting and very useful also. So student, you must have this idea always in your mind related to this kind of the transformation. See, one more thing is possible. If suppose I am writing this here, if I am writing there is y is equal to f of ax, here also we can say a is greater than 1. What happens? This also I can explain you with the help of the example. Maybe it is y is equal to sin x. Everyone is familiar with this. So see student, if I am drawing the graph of y is equal to sin x, then you can understand this very familiar graph which everybody knows. So we can see here it is maybe this kind of the graph you will be getting. Maybe you will be getting this kind of the graph. So this point I am saying that here it is, I am taking this, these are some points. This is, I am saying pi by 2. Here I am saying this is pi. And this point I am saying here it is 3 pi by 2, and this is I am saying 2 pi. So what happens whenever you will multiply by any number a, or maybe suppose I have drawn parallel to y-axis from these points some lines, so that you will have some idea what the changes are taking place if we are multiplying. If we are multiplying by some graph by number a, like this suppose we have. See what happens now in the graph of the y is equal to sin x. If I am multiplying now, if I am taking the graph of y is equal to maybe sin 2x suppose. So if sin 2x I am taking, then it will shrink the graph along the x-axis, and the same graph you will find like here it is, this vertex you will find between 0 to pi by 2, and this point will shrink here at pi by 2. Similarly, this vertex you will find between the interval pi to 3 pi by 2. So how it happens, like it will shrink the graph along the x-axis, so the graph becomes like this. See this dotted graph I am drawing. See this dotted graph, and it goes like this. If you can understand this, so this graph, it is, earlier it was in the interval 0 to 2 pi, but now what happens, the same graph we have drawn in the interval 0 to pi. So what happens, the period of the graph, it is reduced now. Earlier it was 0 to 2 pi, and now it is 0 to pi. So it has shrunk the graph. So this is now y is equal to sin 2x I can say, and this graph I will say this is y is equal to sin x. At the same time, if you will write transformation of y is equal to it is sin 1 upon 2x. If you are taking y is equal to sin 1 upon 2x, then what happens, it will stretch the graph along the x-axis, and now this period it stretch further. So what happens now? Earlier it is pi by 2 here, it changed, this point it changed here, now this become pi by 2. So the vertex it comes here now, it will stretch, it is coming here now. This vertex also moves shift here. So if you will see this graph, I am just trying to differentiate so that you can analyze. So I am making something like this. For making it different, I am taking the help of these kind of the lines, little dot and like this. So you can see what I have done. I have stretched the graph along the x-axis, and this I am saying this is the graph of y is equal to, this is the graph of y is equal to sine 1 upon 2x. So this is the changes take place while you will multiply x by a number greater than 1. So if I have taken the example of the sine 2x, same thing can be possible with the cos x also, and so on. So wherever it is useful, you can at least utilize this. See, now the next one I am telling you, I am taking see, it is also one of the very interesting transformation. So we can see this, it is possible, it happens like y is equal to maybe minus f of x. It is possible. If y is equal to minus f of x, see the example for this. If suppose I am taking y is equal to, I am taking it is y is equal to one function I am taking, or maybe I am taking first of all, this is here I am taking, maybe this is I am writing here minus x. So if I am taking the example, let this is the function e raised to x. Everyone familiar with this? So we can easily draw the graph of this function. This is, we can say, the graph of the function y is equal to e raised to x. This point we can call, here it is 0, 1. But what happens if we are drawing the graph, like if we are changing it e raised to minus x? So e raised to minus x, if you will do, then this y-axis, here it is y-axis, y-axis will work as a mirror for the given graph, and you will have to find out the mirror image along the y-axis. So if it is the mirror, then we can say the graph it change like this, and the graph, this is y is equal to e raised to minus x, this transformation we got. So this is what we have done. Y-axis we have used as a mirror. Whenever we are changing x into minus x, y-axis will work as a mirror. So keep in your mind. See the next one. See the next one, if I am drawing like this, and same thing is possible for log x also. If we are taking y is equal to log x, then the graph is, you know that y is equal to log x graph is possible. Here this is the graph of the y is equal to log x. This is log x here. But if we are drawing the graph of y is equal to log of minus x, then what happens now? So y-axis along, it will work as a mirror. So it will go like this. This we can say this is the graph of log of minus x. So it is clear, I hope now. So let us see the next one. Here I am taking one more function. So this transformation is also possible if y is equal to minus f of x is there. Or I am taking the example of e raised to x. Suppose y is equal to e raised to x, a function I have taken. You know that this function graph, here it is, just I have drawn. This is very useful, you know, this thing is very useful. Student, definitely take the help of this all graph, finding the continuity, differentiability and many more things about the function. So if it is minus fx, then what happens? Axis work as a mirror in this case. So the graph, it change like this. This is y is equal to y is equal to e raised to x, and this is y is equal to minus e raised to x. So now x axis is working as a mirror. So if you will see this, if you are drawing the graph of y is equal to log x, then the changes take place like this in the same sequence. Here also we can say this is y is equal to log x, and if you will draw the graph of y is equal to minus log x, then what happens? X axis will work as a mirror. So this will be like here, sorry, not very good graph I have drawn, and this one I will draw again. So here I can say this is y is equal to, I can say log x, this is y is equal to minus log x, we can say. So here y axis is neutral, but x axis is working as a plane mirror. So you can easily understand this with the help of this graph. Let us see one more very useful, and this is also we use many times. See student, what happens? This is very important. This is, I can see here, if y is equal to, maybe I am writing modulus f of x. Modulus f of x. If I am drawing the graph of the modulus f of x, or I am taking the example here, maybe it is y is equal to log x I have taken. So see the rough sketch just we have drawn about this. Here it is x dash ox and y dash. So this is the graph of the log x, we can say. But when we are drawing the graph of the modulus log x, that time, so this is in two parts you will have to do. In the first part you will draw the graph of the log x, and then for modulus part, what you will do, see the part which is coming below the x-axis. Below the x-axis part, you will have to shift here parallelly. Like x-axis you will treat as a mirror, but for the part which is below the x-axis only. So this is the graph, we can say, which belongs to y is equal to modulus log x. At the same time, one last I can discuss with you, this is also possible modulus f of modulus x. So here also I am taking the example of log x only, y is equal to log x is suppose possible. So see student, if maybe this is, I am taking the Cartesian plane, and if you will see this, here this question also you will have to do in two parts. Like we can draw first of all the graph of the log x and graph of the, we can say, modulus log x, which is this, means which two parts. So the first part is what we are drawing, y is equal to log modulus x. Y is equal to log modulus x, if you will draw, then it will be like this. This is the graph of y is equal to log modulus x. And further, if you will put y, this is the second part, y is equal to modulus log modulus x, then this part which is coming below the x-axis, you will have to change here, you will have to transform here. So now you can see this. This is the representation of a rough sketch, we can say, about or if you will now, if you will rub this part, see this, So here this is the point, we can say this is 1 comma 0, this is minus 1 comma 0, or the question may be put up like whether this function y is equal to modulus log of modulus x is differentiable at minus 1, 0 or 1. So your answer definitely, because it is having vertex at 1, minus 1 and not continuous at 0. So at this 3 point minus 1, 0 and 1, this function definitely not differentiable and not continuous at x is equal to 0. So student, if you like this very important video, then please share with your friends and subscribe my channel for getting the latest update. Thank you.